The choices we make. You know, in life, choices are just such an important thing. It is well said that the strongest principle of growth lies in human choice. So when it comes to my identity, when it comes to your identity, when it comes to the identity of our children and those around us, one of the things that we have to clearly understand is every decision that we make, every choice that we make will have a consequence, will have an outflow, and this will form. It will form you. It will form those around you. It will form communities. In saying that, choices have a massive impact on identity. So I believe one of the things that we have to make sure as fathers, as leaders, as dads, is to make sure that our children and those following us understand clearly that they do have the right to make choices. It seems like so many people just go down the stream. They just flow with the mainstream, and they do not recognize and understand that they can make their own decisions. And now going down the stream and just adhering to all the decisions of other people and the choices of other people will bring us to a place where we just stereotype ourselves, where we just copycat other people, and we never find our own identity. So hear me clearly, it is important to make decisions. So decisions on what? Choices on what? So we all know that holistic living, the holistic life, consists of the following areas. First of all, you are a spiritual being. You have to understand that. Secondly, you are physical, you have a body, you live a physical life. You are a social being with relationships. You live in an environment. You're an intellectual being. You have your intellect that you have to form and grow. But you're also an emotional being with a lot of emotional things that we have to navigate. So when it comes to choices, we have to understand that we have to define, we have to make decisions on every aspect of our lives. It is not okay just to make spiritual choices and then say, but I'm spiritually bound and I do have my values and I just follow through on the spiritual, but I neglect the physical, I neglect the emotional, I neglect the social. You see, if I'm only a spiritual being and I neglect the spiritual, what will happen? My spiritual well-being will literally drip through the cracks of my physical body. If I become unhealthy, I do not have the strength to carry on. What will happen? What will be with me? What about the emotional side? If I do not make good emotional choices, eventually you will get to a place where the emotional cracks and the insecurities in your life will be so vast that you won't be able to contain the health or the spiritual health that you get from our Father. So it's so important to make decisions in all those areas.
If you look at the physical side, you cool, fit, slim, attract attention, fashionable, nutrition. You have to choose to make how your physical will be. If you choose your spiritual side, you have to commit it, influencer, principle-bound, disciplined, and faithful. If you want to choose the emotional side, you have to be stable, enthusiastic, exciting, different, intense, and relaxed.
Socially, are you warm? Are you fun? Are you solid, genuine? Are you a listener? Do you want to be known as an adventurist or just a scaring person? Many options. People will experience you in a specific way. You have to decide who you want to be. In environments, are you fitting in with culture? Are you creating new culture? You want to be known as a rich person or environmental guard. And then last arena, the intellectual part. Are you the hard worker? Are you very creative or philosophic? Are you sharp, great in general knowledge? Are you excelling? Are you a calculator? I don't know. But friends, we have to take a step back. We have to sometimes buy time out, define ourselves, because in making those decisions, we are actually engraving our own identity. And when you're out there, when you live, people will sense your own sense of identity, and it will make a massive impact, especially in those of your children, in those of your family.
Choices must be implemented. Imaginations, implementals equal innovation. Normal vision, No implementations equal no results. 5 into 0 is equal to 0. Huge vision, no implements, no results. 110 is equal to 0 is equal to 0. A small vision, implementations, results, 3 into 2 is equal to 6.
So I want to conclude this, short session by saying, we will learn a lot through the Plug and Play series. You've just heard a lot of things, and you will make a lot of choices. But we can often make choices and never implement those. And my inspiration today, my encouragement, or rather my challenge to you is, whatever you learn, whenever you decide by means of making decisions and choices, hear me out. You might be this guy with massive vision. You see the promised land, you see the picture, but you do nothing in terms of implementation. No vision or massive vision with no implementation will be no result. A quick math, 5 times 0 is 0. It can be that you have small vision. You hear me today. You see the picture. You see that you can change. You see that there is something better. And you take that small vision. You take small steps and you start to implement. And I want to say today, small vision with a little bit of implementation will equal or sum up to results. The quick math, 3 times 2 is 6. So I challenge you, here, make a decision and go. But more so, go to your children. Teach your children that if they make decisions and if they make or implement their choices, it will turn up in the results and it will turn up in their identity and their way of living. So as fathers, in this whole identity thing, when it comes to choices, we should help our children to sift their past and hold only on to beneficial part of their heritage, which means they can choose what they want to take forward in life. We're going to help our children to choose values. We're going to help them to choose friends. We're going to help them to choose where they are going, their direction. But it all boils back to choices. They have to make choices. So fathers, please implement this and direct your families through making good and healthy choices. you.